How's it going, guys? Eric here. I'm a little irritated right now. The reason I'm irritated because Eric's stupid. Eric made a really dumb mistake. I thought this son of a bitch was recording. It wasn't. Yeah. Nice vlog there that I did. It was good. Nobody will see it. I have to redo it. So here's the redo, guys. I still can't believe I fucking did that. Oh well. We live and learn, right? We live and we learn. Anyway, I was talking about some stuff that was going on, and people are like, and a lot of people that I know on Facebook are probably like, well, what the fuck's wrong with you, Eric? I know a lot of people on Facebook, so I'm actually going to explain it. It's taken a long time for me to figure out how to best come up with a way to go about this. I really need some more Diet Coke, but I'll be good. It's 5 in the morning. Haven't slept again. There is a reason for that. No, I'm not just staying up. I can't sleep. I'm extremely tired. I made a lot of videos tonight, though. I guess I did use my time well. They will all be posted. I don't know if I'm gonna stagger them, though. We'll see. I haven't decided on that yet. But we're gonna talk about what's gone on with me in the last 2 years. I'm gonna try and condense it down as much as possible. I'm going to leave out a lot of personal details. I'm not going to talk about my parents. I'm not going to talk about my family members. They really don't want their information public, which is fine, and I respect that. I wouldn't do that to anybody who wasn't wanting their stuff public, so I'm not that kind of person, but I just don't share that. Even if I was talking to somebody on YouTube or a big YouTuber or something like that, I wouldn't ever share their information. That's not cool. I wouldn't want it done to me, so it's not going to get done to them. But anyway, this is about what brought me to actually YouTube. And in all reality, it's not actually truly what brought me to YouTube. I've been watching YouTube videos for years. Does anybody remember Star Wars Kid? I certainly do. As a matter of fact, I was told for a while there that I actually looked like the guy. There's a long time ago. It's been re-uploaded. There's a part 2 to it now. You name it. But I'm talking about the original, the very first one. He has so many views on that. It went viral. It's one of the very first YouTube viral videos. It was in the very first so many videos that went viral. I don't remember how many it were, but it's quite a long time ago. 2001 or something like that. I can't remember. A long time ago. What is it that brought me here? What brought me to YouTube today? What brought me to do this? What brought me to want to share my life on YouTube? Whatever could it be? Any guesses? Anybody on here actually knows me, for one. Some of you are my friends. You do know me. You would already know. But don't give it away. I'm going to tell you. I worked for a company at the time before this all went down that contracted. It was a contracted call center. I worked for that call center. I'm not going to disclose that name because I'm going to keep it to myself. However, if you are a Facebook friend of mine, please don't disclose it. It is on my personal Facebook, and I don't want that shit public. It's not for people to know. I don't want anybody messing with them. They're a very good business, and I actually have a job opportunity to go back to them once I'm healthy again. I may take it up. It was actually a great job, and I enjoyed it. Anyway, I took inbound phone calls for a company that did contracts for DirecTV. I was in their retentions department, So I handled pretty much everything. I did everything within the aspects of DirecTV, except for service calls, field service calls. I didn't go out to people's homes. But I did handle tech service calls. All of it. If you wanted to cancel your account, billing, collections, well, we had a department for collections, but you disputed the collections, I dealt with that. You name it. Your contracts, all of it. Every bit of it. Okay? Know it all. A lot of things have changed, though, because, I mean, now DirecTV is owned by AT&T. There's a lot of things that I do not know anymore. If you have questions you want me to tell you, don't ask me how you save money. I'm just going to tell you that you need to be a long-time loyal customer to do so. That's truth, guys. There's a lot of variables there, but I'm not going to give that information out. It's stuff I'm not allowed to tell. Okay? So don't ask. But I can't fucking see. 1 second. The downfalls of being blind and having to wear glasses, I tell you, it kind of sucks sometimes. Anyway, I worked for that company for 2 years, and one day, this is in the middle of fall, this is after I'd already got my 2-year recognition. I was hired in October, so give you an idea. Not the fall, middle of winter time, sorry. You make the judgment. End of fall, winter, you name it. I got sick. I had gotten a nasty upper respiratory infection. Now, you need to know a little bit about Eric. Eric has chronic respiratory issues. Always has. That's why when I talk about my challenge videos I want to do, I've said many times, I will not do peppers, and I will not do the cinnamon challenge. Cinnamon challenge, nobody should do. It's actually very dangerous. People have actually died because of that challenge. So, the reason I won't do peppers, I'm allergic to them. Second one, I already told you. Just don't need any more problems. But anyway, I had gotten this cold. I figured, oh hell, it's just another one. Screw it. I went to the doctor, got the antibiotic for it. They always put on antibiotics. If they don't, it gets worse, and it never changes. And they was, well, Eric, you shouldn't get that shit. You shouldn't get antibiotics. He says, well, you know what? I don't want pneumonia. It's not going to happen. We're getting shit. So, that's why. Anyway, things, they got better, but they got worse. I was able to kick the cold. It took the usual amount of time, but I didn't get a flu shot. There's a reason why I don't do flu shots. It's not that I don't believe in them. I think they do serve their purpose for certain people, but I do think there are people that do not and should not have them. And the reason I'd say that is because of my personal experience with one. I got a flu shot one year, and not only did I get that strain of flu that it was supposed to prevent, I got it really bad. It didn't go away. I had it for a long time, and it took a lot out of me. And I never really truly recovered from it. So when they asked me, do you want it, is your, I said, no. Screw it. Just put it down there, and I'm allergic to it. I'm not going to take it. Maybe when I'm in my 70s I will, but no, I'm not going to do that now, because for some reason it just always brings me down. It's something with my immune system. I don't know what it is. It's a big clue there, guys. So, I thought I had gotten the flu because I felt awful. I was extremely tired. Could not sleep. Unbelievable amounts of pain. I mean, this is not aches and pains, guys. This is pain that you're like, what the fuck did I do in life to deserve? type of pain. There's many occasions where I wanted to drive myself to the hospital. There's many occasions where I begged to go to the hospital, but I was fighting with myself. I was begging myself, Eric, take your shit there. You are in a lot of pain. I wasn't asking family. If I'd asked my family to take me, they would have taken me. But I was worried about the cost because I hadn't worked for a few weeks. And I was like, what the fuck? You know, I don't feel good. Why am I not able to return to work? Something's not right. And it went longer and longer. And then I just, by the third week, I'm like, you know, this is weird. This is not a normal flu. This is not a stomach flu. This is not a normal flu. And I should have put the two together much earlier. The reason why I say that is because when you get the flu, you not only feel like you're going to die, it's awful. Everybody knows that. We've all had it at some point, whether it be stomach flu or a different strain of the flu. The thing that I found different is that I wasn't nauseated. I could function to a certain point, and I had no fever. I had no symptoms of illness other than the pain and the tiredness. And I was like, well, that's weird. Eric, what's wrong? I talked to my doctor about it. I talked to him extensively about it. I was going almost on a daily basis. I owed them so much goddamn money, it's stupid. I'm scared actually how much I owe them. But they're working with me. It's okay. But the thing is, things got worse. They didn't get better. They got worse and worse and worse. Did a lot of testing. And I'm just going to kind of speed things up down. We've done a ton of testing. We've checked. Eric's been checked for everything. Okay. Before all this happened, the only thing Eric had problems with is stomach issues, upper respiratory infections, chronic, by the way. Not that it matters, but I was overweight. I was 385 pounds at the time, and I had type 2 diabetes, which was actually very well managed with a great medication. If you guys want details on that, I can just message me on Twitter. I will private message you the information, because I don't like to give my information out, but very much for this particular medication, it works really well, as long as you follow the rules. You have to follow the rules, guys. You gotta follow the diet. You can't go eat everything you want. You can't drink anything you want and all that shit, because eventually it's just going to catch up with you and it's going to bite you in the ass, because then you're not going to have anything to treat. And then you're going to go on the insulin and so on and so forth. It just escalates and goes downhill. Education is the biggest thing when it comes to diabetes. I'm very, very lucky that I have a family member that works in that field. So I have an on-the-call person say, hey, you know, what do you know about this? It's kind of nice about that. Learned a lot from her. She knows who she is. I'm not going to say. But I've also learned a lot from my personal doctor. I learned a lot from reading, doing the education process, all that stuff. Everything a diabetic should do. Education, guys, education. On a positive note, well, I'll save that. I'll get back to that in a minute. Anyway, so all this is going on. And I'm sitting at home, and I'm like, you know, my track record is 4 days in a row. I can't sleep. Today's one of those days. Can't fucking sleep, because I went almost 3 days the other day, so I was up all night again. Not because I'm not tired. I'm exhausted. Okay? I'm really tired. But, you know, it's, what do you do? What do? You've done so many tests. Your doctor's just pulling their hair out. And I have a very good doctor. Very patient doctor. All this stuff's going on. and we still don't know what's going on. And they've tested me for so many things, and a lot of it comes back normal. I found out about some things that I didn't know. We adjusted things with my actual acid reflux issue. I found out that I suffer from GERD, which I did not know. I kid you not, lots of testing, guys. Things normal 30-year-olds don't have to ever do until they're in their 50s or late 50s. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about the subject. Lots of shit. Because I had problems everywhere. It was just everything and anything was fucked up. I couldn't, at some points I couldn't even keep my sugars under control, so there was a lot of times where I didn't eat anything because I would get sick. I couldn't eat. That's where things really took a turn for what I'd say would be the worst. Not necessarily for my health, but for my personal life. At that point, and like I said, I'm speeding things up, so we're now about a year down the road. We've tested for so many things. I had disability insurance through my work. Short-term and long-term disability insurance was one of the benefits you could pay for as part of your benefits package. You could do health insurance, which I also paid for. I also paid for dental and all that fun stuff, normal mumbo jumbo. But I for sure enrolled into the short-term and long-term disability things because I didn't want to have trouble in case something went wrong. Well, something sure did go wrong. But I'll tell you right now, I got fucking screwed. I got paid the first time in my first year. I had gotten a really bad upper respiratory infection that took me out of work for about a month. Because I couldn't breathe. There was some that had developed into pneumonia and all that shit. So it really was hard. I couldn't talk. I actually had lost my voice. So there's legitimate reasons to stay out of work. So you guys, if you're sick, stay fucking home. Okay? I had actually gotten sick from a coworker. Stay home. Employers out there, wake up. Give people the ability to stay home when they're legitimately ill. Okay? Don't count it against them. It's the worst thing you could ever do. It causes problems. It affects productivity. It does things that are just all negative across the board. Okay? Business runs very rampant in my family. We're not rich by any means, but I have extended family and personal close family that have and still do run business. And I'll be very honest with you. You're sick, stay the fuck home. Take a sick day. If your employer doesn't offer a sick day, tell them to fucking grow up. Okay? And get all your employees together and do it. Yeah, you can get mad at me for that all you want. You may be in a position where I was when I was working at McDonald's, where you really just can't do that. They'll just fire you and hire the next person in line. But I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of a little bit of a rant here. And I'm just going to touch on something real quick. It's a very sore subject for a lot of people, so please don't bite my head off, but it's very quick and very short. The way we are in the United States versus many, many other countries in the world sucks. Our health sucks. We have the best healthcare in the world, but it's the most expensive healthcare in the world. I can tell you till your ears fall off. Personal family experience, not just mine. I almost lost a family member in a car accident. I'm not going to tell anybody who they are. I'm going to keep them private. But the amount of money it cost for him to recover, I could have spent almost 6 months, which was much longer than he was in the hospital. Almost 6 months in the most expensive place in the world. That's disgusting and wrong. And the only people that can do anything to change it is us. If we don't stand up for what we believe and what we think we should have and what we should be treated. I worked for McDonald's for 6.5 years. I was paid okay. I made a little over $9 an hour, and I'm not afraid to say that. But when I started, I made under $5 an hour. I think actually no, that's not true. I think I made $5.25, which was above minimum wage at the time. Okay. People, we need to stop and think and say to ourselves, what the fuck? And there are so many people in the United States, okay? We're the biggest country. No, that's not the right thing to say. We're a very, very large country. And we have a lot of people here. If we all get together and say, no more, things will change. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about it. It shouldn't cost what it costs. My diabetes supplies are fucking ridiculous. You know, I was gonna keep my medication a secret. I was on Invokana. Okay, Invokana is great medication. It's amazing. But why the hell is it over $300 for a 30-day supply without insurance? Why? I don't personally know. Yeah, it's a new drug. It should be. The company that created and developed the drug, they put a lot of money into that. They deserve to get that money back. But at the same time, we shouldn't be paying for billions and billions and billions of dollars in profit. Not talking expenses, guys. We're talking profit. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. It's the same across all planes. It doesn't matter what industry you look at. It doesn't matter what area you look at. The hospital shit, I'm sorry, I don't need to pay some corporate CEO more money than I pay the damn doctor that actually did the education. It's ridiculous. It's a doctor that went to the school. It's a doctor that spent all the money to go to school. The doctor deserves the money. Some idiot up top with a BA doesn't deserve millions of dollars a year. Sorry. Personal opinion there. They just don't. They deserve something, but not what they're charging. Okay. Stockholders, shareholders, you know, not going to talk about that. That's my rant. That's the end of my rant. The reason I'm saying that is because my personal medical expenses are almost $6,000, and that's after insurance. It is disgusting. I don't know how I'm gonna pay for it. I'm unemployed, and it's not that I want to be. I'll tell you right now, not that I want to be. But what happened? My disability insurance. Why am I in so much debt? My disability insurance. That's the answer. They paid me twice. Grand total twice. And one time prior to that, when I had that month off. They paid me, I think, $500 for that entire month's pay, which would have been actually a little over $1,400 or something like that for that month. I can't remember for sure. I don't have the information in front of me, but it was about half of what I would have been actual making if I was working. I'm sorry, my stomach's upset. What is it the doctor found? Well, I can tell you what they didn't find. They do still suspect that I may have MS or lupus. They haven't been able to rule it out. It's extremely difficult to rule those things out because they have to show. the tests have to come back positive. So I do get checked every now and then for them. The reason I say that is because the official diagnosis came out as fibromyalgia. Now, here's the thing. If you do any of your research, okay, and you look at the symptoms between the three disorders, they're almost identical in many ways. They cross in many ways. They have a lot of the same similarities in many ways. So why can't we rule them out? Because Eric doesn't have any markers on his brain. Eric has a good brain. MRI proved that. It looks good. And all the other tests that they do for MS, normal. Same thing with lupus. All normal. And we're not talking one test. We're talking multiple. We only did one on the MS because MS is really the true diagnosis is the MRI. It affects the brain, and you can see basically what it says we be scarring on the brain. There's an actual terminology for it. I can't remember. I don't have it pulled up, but the thing of the matter is that they gave me that diagnosis, and the insurance company was waiting for a diagnosis to pay me. Basically saying, we cannot pay you past your short-term disability into your long-term disability without an official diagnosis. And once that official diagnosis came down, there's a review process, all that legal bullshit, okay? Which needs to legitimately be there. There are people that abuse the system, okay? Don't get mad at me. They really are. It needs to be there. But the insurance company also abuses the system because they take the definition of fibromyalgia and they say, well, Eric does not do intensive labor. Eric is capable of doing the work he does because of the sedentary nature of his job. They don't take into the account that I work as a retention specialist for DirecTV. This job is extraordinarily stressful. Anybody ever worked in a call center? It's the most stressful job you'll ever do. Guarantee it. The work demands on you are unreal because they are always short-handed. Overtime was almost always mandatory. I had no problem with that when I was well because I liked getting good money. Money was always a motivator, and it is for a lot of people. But when you can't function, it doesn't matter what the money is. They could have been paying me a lot of money. If I can't get out of that bed, how are you supposed to work? At that point, I had been in bed for almost 8 months, very rarely getting out of bed because I was always so tired and I was always in so much pain. It really hurt to do anything. My doctor at that point had started me on some medications. He figured, you know, Eric, you're probably suffering from depression. Oh, hell was he right. By this time, being that I have DirecTV at home myself, I am a customer, have been for years. And having the inside knowledge that I had already known all the series had ended, the seasons were over, all that shit. We were now in the off season. Nothing is on. I follow several YouTubers. You can actually look at my channel. A lot of the people I follow, I do share. But there's one particular one that I share the most. That didn't start happening till recently. I had followed him for a long time. Sad to say I didn't subscribe to him earlier. I should have. We'll get more on that in a minute. But anyway, to finish what I was talking about. I keep jumping. I'm tired, guys. Sorry. By all the time this went down, Eric has now lost everything. Okay. The only thing Eric has left is his car. I didn't live out on my own. I've always lived at home. There's very, very specific reasons for that. I'm not going to go into it. It's not because I don't want to move out. It's not because I'm lazy. It's not because I'm a person that sits in their parents' basement all the time. One of them is actually money. It's extremely expensive to rent in Utah. Housing is not cheap, and then you always have utilities on top of it. And so I decided to stay home. But the other reason is the health issues that were happening between my parents was not well. It was not good. It hasn't been good for a long time. So I kind of stayed home to help with that. But the main reason is because of the cost to live outside of my parents' home is just ridiculous. It's stupid. I had a lot of other things I had planned and wanted to do. I wanted to get like my credit established. I didn't really want to rent, you know. I wanted to get into a position where I could afford to buy a home, all that kind of shit. And one of my family was like, well, Eric's full bullshit. You would never have done that. But that's because they're not very supportive. They can go fuck themselves if they decide to think that. You know who you are. But the reason I say that last bit there is because Eric doesn't talk about his personal plans very often. It's actually very difficult for Eric to communicate. Eric has... I shouldn't talk about myself in the third person. That's very, very weird. But I have some stuff I've struggled with my whole entire life that make certain things difficult. One of them being spelling, the other being communication, and a few other things. It's effective because of the learning disability I have. If anybody wants to read about it, it's called PDD, or Pervasive Developmental Disorder. It doesn't mean that I'm not very intelligent. I'm actually very smart. It means I struggle in certain areas. And it sucks. It's the most frustrating thing in the world. I will leave it at that. There's nothing more annoying than knowing a word and not being able to spell that word. There's nothing more annoying than not being able to really write a letter properly. You name it. There's so many things. And it just drives me nuts. It slows me down. It holds me back. Something I've worked very hard on in my life to get where I'm at. Just so you know. A lot of people I know and that know me know what I've been through and know just how hard it's actually been. Believe me, I'm not looking for a pity party. Don't want one. Don't want anybody's pity. It's hard. Just saying, I know it's hard. But anyway, what ended up happening is I lost everything. I lost my credit. Lost my health insurance. Lost my disability insurance. They denied my claim. I appealed it. They denied it again, despite what my doctor says. And he says, you can't work that job anymore, guys. He says, you can't do it. I had to quit my job. That was the hardest thing ever, because my job was actually very good for me because of my disability. It forced me to do things that I was not good at. It forced me to type. It forced me to write. It forced me to spell. It forced me to do everything that I was not good at. And because of that, in that short 2-year time frame, I actually improved tremendously. Eric doesn't like to purposely work his ass off on trying to improve my spelling. I've done it forever. I'm tired of it. That's why. It's also why when it comes to my grammar, or if you ever read a paper, it looks like one long fucking sentence, because I just don't understand it. Never have. Really sucks. Thankfully, with the project and the DirecTV setup, you really don't type in a lot of notes. You type in proprietary information, basically, and it's nothing you actually use on a customer account. It's not that. A lot of the notes that we use are copy and paste because they're pertaining to changes. The proprietary information is looking up stuff, finding things, finding information, searching a database for answers, and you name it. Okay, that's where that work was. I fell into the job. By all means, I'm qualified for it, but I did not meet the basic criteria. Another thing that should be changed, because it's very discriminatory towards people with disabilities. I couldn't type the words per minute they wanted me to type if I stuck to proper spelling and punctuation and grammar. I could do it if I just typed the shit out I saw and did it the best that I could. It's something with the translation. It's very to dictate for me. If I have a paper in front of me here that says everything on it, and to type that out, I'm not fast at it. I've never been able to be fast at it. It's because I've got two conflicts. You've got reading going on, and then you've got the typing going on, and they're conflicting with each other. The disability is very interesting, guys. It's worth a read. It's very new diagnosis. I had a lot of trouble in school because of it, because it was thought of originally it was ADD, but it's not. It kind of plays a role in there, but it's not as much as most people think. It's very much different. But enough on that. Anyway, I had fallen into the job because I interviewed so well and had such an extensive resume in customer service that they wanted me, and they needed people really bad, that they overlooked and even surpassed the typing test. If I had taken that typing test, I would not have ever gotten the job. Ever. Just period. Wouldn't happen. It didn't slow me down. As a matter of fact, I was very upfront with my supervisor very first day. So I cannot spell very well. I can get it phonetic, but that's it. It can be read. You can read it. So that's fine. That's cool. They were cool with it. That's where I get upset, because my HR representative, and she's a sweet lady, I'm not mad at her at all, she's just doing her job. At this point, I've been off work for almost a year. I had done everything I could. I filed every piece of paper. I followed every policy. I did everything I could to keep my job. She called me and says, Eric, you need to come back to work. We cannot hold your position anymore. And I'm not mad at her for it. I'm not mad at the company for it, because a year is a long time. It's a very long time. The fact that I was able to make that work is really a miracle. A lot of people can't. A lot of it had to do with the fact that they liked me, that I did so well. So I told her, I says, well, you know, I've missed all the AT&T training. And she's like, yeah, I know. We'll have to throw you into a training class. And I can definitely do that. And we can wipe all this stuff out and all this stuff. And we can basically start as if you're returning from a leave, that kind of shit. And it's almost like you never had this trouble. Can you do that? Because I tried to return twice and failed both times. I couldn't do the work. I tried very, very hard. Tried with accommodations, getting better screen bigger screen to help alleviate the glare on the monitors, different glasses, you name it. We tried everything. Um, it was bad. It was so bad. I still get upset about it. I told her, give me a few days. Let me talk to my doctor. We'll discuss it, and I'll let you know. She's like, fine, that's fine. I can make that work. And I talked it over with my doctor. We both had a very long discussion. It was brought to my attention that I really shouldn't do that work anymore, as stress is a very big trigger for fibromyalgia, and it can actually make the disorder much worse. It can make it very, very, very bad for a person if with no sign of relief, because you're not able to. It really affects the way your brain works. I no longer have very much patience anymore. I used to not really care what people think. I still personally don't. You can say what the fuck you want. I'm just going to say, well, screw you. That's my attitude towards it now. The thing is, and I hate that, because it used to be that I would be very, very respectful of a person's opinion, as if that's how I was brought up. We're all entitled to our own opinion. That's how we learn. We have not a heated debate, but we have a debate about a subject, and we talk it over, and we say, well, that's pretty cool, but what do you think about this? That's how we learn. And I just don't have the patience for it anymore. I don't know why. I don't understand why. I don't know. It used to never bother me. Somebody could say boo across the street, say some real nasty thing towards me, and I could just keep walking, and it wouldn't affect me. Now I'm just like, what the hell? And I'll say something back, and I'll just move on. Yeah, I can't handle the stress anymore, all that shit. So we talked about all that. I talked about it for well over an hour. And we had come to the determination that it'd be better that I went back to school, got my degree in some field. That's another thing I hate about myself, actually. Truly, truly annoying. But that I really can't go back to that job. It's not a good thing to do anymore. And it sucked, because I made good money doing it. And I loved it. Loved every minute of it. I liked helping people. It was a struggle. It was a challenge. And I loved the challenge. Why is it this person wants to leave DirecTV? What is wrong? There's always a reason. It's not that they just want a cheaper price. It's not that this happens. And sometimes they want a cheaper price, but there's usually a underlying reason. And they haven't been taken care of the way they're supposed to be taken care of. And that was my job to make that right. And I loved it. Loved it a lot. I was very good at it. So I talked it over with the doctor, told I resigned basically the next day. Still upset about that. Still really upset about that. Anyway, this is going to be a long vlog, guys. I'm sorry. But all this shit's gone down. At that point, I don't have any money at all. I haven't had any income for over a year. All that stuff's happening. And, of course, with the disability payments not going through, Eric's lost everything. He's lost all his credit cards. He's lost all of the stuff he's worked very, very hard to get. And believe me, nothing is more depressing than that. Feeling like you have nothing left and there's nothing left in the world. So why continue to try? Right? Now, I'm not a person that's suicidal in nature. I never, I mean, thoughts cross my mind a few times, but I never act. Because it's a devastating thing to do to your friends and family, and it's just not going to ever happen. Never would do it. But I'll tell you this right now. I was truly upset. Very dark place. All this time, and this is where things really kind of started to change with the doctor and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, we finally start to narrow things down. I find out that I have severe degenerative disc disease from another MRI, you know, just all this kind of shit's going downhill. We get the headache situation straightened out and all that crap. And Eric starts to feeling better to a certain point. Right now I'm going through a flare. It sucks. It hurts. It's terrible. They come and they go. It doesn't matter what meds they put me on. They manage the symptoms to a point, and that's it. But all this time going on, and this is where the DirecTV thing comes in, there's nothing on TV anymore. I follow a lot of people on YouTube. So I said, fuck, I'll watch some YouTube. I got smart TV. I don't need to use my laptop. I can just do it on the TV. I'll just log into my account, look over some shit. I haven't really looked over a lot of those people I subscribe to in a while. Let's get caught up. And then I'm going through everything, and I realized that not everybody was actually on the list. That is where I feel kind of bad, because there's one YouTuber that I really like and have watched their work for quite a long time, and that is McJuggernuggets. I've been watching him for years. I've actually watched him for a very long time. The sad thing is that I should have subscribed to him a lot sooner, and he's probably going to be mad at me if he sees this that I didn't. I'm sorry. Sorry. But there was reasons that it didn't happen. I didn't have internet access at home. I actually haven't had a YouTube account forever. I actually got my YouTube account when I got my internet, and that is when I should have subscribed. I was stupid. I didn't do it. I had forgotten. That's the beauty of subscriptions, guys. Okay? That allows you to remember that a person you like to watch is putting content up. It notifies you. It's really nice to have. The thing is I was like, well, you know what? Hell, let's search for him. And I hadn't watched any of his stuff. Oh my gosh, what's it called? I think it's The Game. I think it was the last series I watched. It was that, or it was one before that. I can't remember the name of the one before it. But I'm going through the series again. I started right from the beginning. I made a goal to say, you know what, it's been forever. I'll just start over. Let's just watch it all over again. And I went way, way, way back. It's difficult as hell to do that on YouTube. YouTube, fix that. Because the videos don't play in order. They don't. And if a series is put together, if the series plays backwards, you name it. That shit you guys did years ago fucked all that up. Please fix it. But anyway, it's not easy to go back and watch somebody from the beginning. Jesse has done some amazing things to his channel recently to make that whole process a little easier. He's put a lot of playlists together, and he's actually organized a lot of it. It wasn't that way before. To the extent that it is now. He had playlists before, don't get me wrong, but it's really good now. And this is all seeing it from the standpoint of the way it was before when I watched him before, and this is now. So I go and watch the playlist. Now, the one I haven't really watched a whole lot of, and I just kind of do random, is the vlogs, because there is so many of them. There's a lot of them. But I started watching a lot of the Psycho series, and I hadn't watched him since he started it. I was like, what the fuck did I miss? I had heard of the mowing over the games. I had heard of all that shit. And says, I just don't have the time, and by the time I would have the time, I had forgotten about it. And that really sucked because memory for me has never been a good thing. I have to write every fucking thing down, and I hate writing. You name it. Here it is. Looking for it. I don't know if you know. You're probably like, what the hell is you looking for? I write shit down. It's really annoying. I use my cell phone a lot to remind me of shit. And when I got the fibromyalgia, it made it so much worse that I really hate it. But the thing is that all this shit's going on, and Eric is sitting over here in this bed, not functioning, and he's extremely depressed because we haven't figured out what the fuck's wrong, and everything's getting lost. His family doesn't have any money to help him pay his bills. All that shit's going on. So, what else to do, right? So, I have so many people I follow on YouTube. I mean, a ton. I follow a lot of people. Okay? Lots. A lot more than most YouTubers do. But I'm going to tell you that the thing is I hadn't watched his videos in years. So the very first thing I did is I went in his channel and I immediately subscribed. Immediately. It's like, this shit's going to stop now. And I started watching video after video after video after video after video. And I'm just like, well, okay, Eric, you can't do this. This is not working. A lot of these are not in order, especially when it came to the vlogs, because the way YouTube organizes shit, it's just not in order. So you got to do something. So I said, we'll hold off on that. When nothing is up that's recent, we'll come back. So that's what I did. And I started going to watch the newer stuff. And that's when I discovered the Psycho series. I was like, what the hell? I knew with Jesse the whole time. He loved to do skits. He loved to do that. He loved to act, and all that kind of stuff. And he's very good at it. And with time, it got better and better and better and better. The one thing I didn't know is that the Psycho series wasn't real. And when I say by that, because I don't mean that it's not real, there's actually a ton of real content in there. Tons. And what I mean by not real is that it was acting, and his family is really not like that. It's a story. It really is a story. And it's an amazing one at that. I still haven't seen all of them. I'm working on that. But there are certain videos in there that he's got that forced me to rethink my position. It literally forced me. I mean, it's like, Eric, what the fuck are you doing? Look at what is going on here. And I knew in the back of my mind that this has got to be a series of some kind and a storyline. This can't be real. But Jesse did it so well, you couldn't tell in a lot of cases. You really couldn't tell. There were some videos you could pick things out of, and if you watched them more and more, you could really pick them out. But they were so small and so minor that they were hard. You really had to look for it. And it was very, very, very few. So few episodes like that. Very few. Extremely limited. And all in the meantime, he's doing these vlogs and all this stuff to just enhance the series even further. Make it more legitimate and realistic. And I'm just like, and then that's when my mind changed. This is real. This is really happening to him. Well, this really sucks. I feel bad for him. All this stuff happens. And then that's when it draws me into it. It's like, I'll be honest, I got hooked. hooked on a series. I've never been hooked on a series before. I mean, there's several I've liked, but never hooked. And I was like, what the hell? I'm watching it. I would make it a goal to watch 2 or 3 of the videos a night. I need to go back to doing that. Actually, I haven't done it for a while. I'm still doing shit, but it's kind of more random now. But when everything was said and done, I had watched every powwow video and all that shit and all this stuff going on, and there's several videos in there that have made me personally think that, what am I doing? And I advise anybody that really wants to learn something about themselves or really wants to learn something in general to watch the Psycho series, because not only is it very entertaining, it's very informative. It's just everything. I don't know what kind of awards there are out there, but he deserves some. Okay. A lot of the things I loved is that all of it was commercial free. Just like he said in one of his latest vlogs, he really accomplished something on YouTube that had never been done, ever, never been done before. You can look all over, scrounge and dig, you will never find it. It's never been done, and that is truly amazing. It is really, really amazing. And to find out that he wrote the whole thing, he directed the whole thing, he was running more than one channel at once and trying to make sure that it didn't overlap and cause problems and not give away the shit and all that stuff. My heart goes out to him. I have a lot of respect for him. He's 23. I'm 30 years old, and he's accomplishing more shit than I've personally done. That's where I kind of realized, after seeing a couple of films that he did and looking back at the old stuff versus the new stuff and how it gradually got better and more entertaining and more in-depth, more life events, you name it. It just, a lot of stuff. Things changed for me. And that's because I realized, the only person that's holding myself back is myself. And nothing else in this world is going to keep me from doing what I want to do. So I was like, you know what? I've had a YouTube channel now since 2010. So I was like, what the hell? I got nothing better to do till school starts. Why not do something? By that point, I had come across a couple of his videos that really hit me hard. And these are the ones that actually pushed me to do that. I mean, really. They didn't just gradually push. They, took and picked me up off my feet and threw me. That's how moving they were. For me personally, just because of the position I was in my life right at that point. And that is, I have a lot of respect for the guy. Nobody's ever affected me in that way that much. Nobody's ever put anything out to make me think that deep. Nobody's said anything that's made me think that way. Because then I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm going to go to school. Screw it. If I fail, I fail. Who cares? Then I'm like, you know what? Shit, I'll post shit on YouTube. I don't care what people think of me. And I took 2 days, 2 full days, did not stop. I had already been up for a day and a half prior to that, and I created 4 social media accounts. One of them being YouTube. I actually did YouTube, and that was not easy. And the YouTube account actually took me a few days more because there's a few things I had to fix and make right and actually get it to this point. It's still not quite right. I still have a few things I need to finish. For example, putting links and shit in the description. I haven't done that yet. So I look back at it and I'm like, you know, Eric, you threw so much time away. And I kind of kicked myself for it. But people are like, well, you know what? It's not that bad of a thing. You know, you're still 30 years old, got a long time left. And I said, you know what? I could be 23 and living my life. Could be happy. Could be doing what I want, doing what I love, like Jesse is. Am I jealous of him? Hell no. No. Not in the least. I'm just happy that he's able to do that. And a lot of us can't. And that's when I realized that I'm the only one stopping myself from doing it. It's pretty big shit. Well, very deep. I have no idea what I want to do for school. I'm probably going to do automotive. But then at the same time, you know, there's a fibromyalgia hanging over your head. So how do you make money at that? I mean, especially with the back problems, it's like, fuck, you know. And then I realized, you know, Eric, you have a serious problem. One very, very, very annoying one. You're very smart. You know how to do a lot of shit. And you don't know what the fuck you want to do. You're settling on something that you love to do as a hobby that you're actually pretty good at and is a good skill you know how to do and is a challenge to you. So you got all the keys there, but will you truly be able to do it? Will you truly love to do it? Do you really want to do it for your life? Those are the questions I have. It's the worst thing in the world. You know, and parents will ask you when you're growing up, what do you want to do? And if you ask a young kid, well, they'll say, oh, I want to be a fireman. I want to be a policeman. I want to be a veterinarian. And, you know, some kids actually grow up to be those things. That's cool. They're living their dreams. But at the same time, there's people like me that know way too much for their own good. They don't know what the fuck to do because they can do pretty much anything they want to if they set their heart to it. Yet I'm kind of held back. I'm kind of tied back because of my learning disability. And that's really the most frustrating thing to me in the world. Because if I didn't have that disability, you know what? I can do anything I fucking want. It really is very frustrating. It's extremely frustrating. And it really drives me nuts. So I have to play to my strengths. And there's a lot of them. But what really truly interests you in that list that you want to do, you want to go to school for, and you want to learn? I tried and did a year in computer science. I was okay with it until I got to the programming. I suck at computer programming. I don't like computer programming. So I told myself, you know, Eric, what are you going to do? In this program, you cannot specialize in system administration. You can't specialize in network security. You can't specialize this. And if you decide to go that route, you can't get your degree. You have to do all of it. And at that point, Windows Vista came out. And I had just finished my certification for Windows 2000 and Windows XP. Paid a lot of money for it. And now here's a new operating system. It's not anything like the other two. These other two are now obsolete and will be going away. Who knows how long, but will be going away nonetheless. So I just threw away a whole shit ton of time out the door. So I was like, you know, Eric, this is not the field for you. move on. Go play to your strengths. Go do what you want. Same questions as always. People have always asked me, why don't you know what you want to do? And the reason is because the fucking list is so goddamn long. I want to do everything. I can't do everything. But I can't choose just one. And that sucks. Most annoying thing in the world. It's maddening. So, what do you do? But anyway, I've decided I'm going to go back to school. Decided to do the YouTube thing here. And, you know, that is what has happened. I've been forced into it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. And, you know, maybe Jesse's stuff would have eventually affected me in that manner. But, you know, I don't think it would have as profoundly if I wasn't in the same circumstances. I don't know at all. And, you know, to have a person that you don't know profoundly change the course of your life that dramatically in such a short time period is mind-blowing to me. It doesn't happen often. If I am successful on YouTube, that'd be cool. That'd be extremely cool. I would love every minute of it. But as for now, I'm just going to do it for fun. I'm going to continue to do it for fun, even if I don't become successful. I don't care what people watch or what they say, whether they like it or they don't like it. Well, that's not true. I do care whether you like it or don't like it. I want to know what you want to see. I did want to do challenges, and I'm open to doing a lot of things, but I haven't heard from anybody. That's a hard thing. So what are you going to do? I can come up with shit. I've got a few ideas. I got a list. I have a list started. It's in here. It's a pretty significant list. But they're all challenges involving people to work with you. I don't like doing stuff myself. I never have. It's not fun. It's not that I won't. It's just I don't like it. So what I'm saying now is that I will do it, even though I don't like it. I have my brother who will help me. I have a good friend, John, who will help me. And I have many other friends that will help me. The problem is a lot of my other friends, they have lives. When you get older, like everybody knows, you get married, you have a family, you have a full-time career most of the time, doing some, you're too busy most of the time to just say, you know what, I can do video for Eric. That sucks. Now, that's not saying my friends won't help me. They have said many times they will. We just haven't been able to put a time down. And it's not easy. It's really not. It sucks. It sucks a lot. And it's part of getting older. And the one thing I hate about it the most is you're by yourself a lot. That's kind of why I kind of dove headfirst into work, because everybody was working, so I figured, you know what, I don't get to go booze very much anymore. We're not playing. I think I put a World of Warcraft, sorry, not World of Warcraft, Warcraft 3 video up earlier today. I haven't played that in years. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I mean, we used to play that in a big, huge LAN party. We used to get a whole bunch of people together. A couple of them used to make it a challenge to see what the oldest PC they could get that shit to run on was. It was fun. I miss it. I miss it a lot. But that's part of growing up. It really is. It sucks. It shouldn't have to be part of growing up. And, you know, that's kind of why I have a lot of respect for what Jesse does, because he is able to balance it in such a way. Well, you know, I shouldn't say it that way. That's wrong, because it's not true. He actually works very, very hard. He doesn't have... When you have that... And that's where people need to be a little bit more lenient. When you have that many followers and they expect that much content, every day, you have no time. I've learned that firsthand, trying to edit videos and shit. This is all raw, guys. I'm not editing any of this because it's almost an hour plus long now. It'd take me 4 hours to edit it. I'm not going to do it. There's nothing really I need to cut out anyway. There's nothing I want to cut out. That's the second fucking time I'm doing it, which I'm pissed about. But the thing is that when you put that much time into writing, directing, editing, and everything else that's involved in producing one video, let alone 2 or 3, just one, it takes hours, forever, okay? I learned that firsthand. I haven't gotten to that level, nowhere near it, but I'll tell you, I have nothing but respect for what he's doing, because he is, and the fact that he took time off, I have no problem with it. You know, I'll be honest, I'm craving another video. It's like I'm addicted, I probably am, but I understand it. I understand it firsthand. We all need to really just, you know, a lot of those YouTubers out there, you know, they deserve a break from time to time. We're human. You know, you need a vacation. I kind of think that's why, in a way, not only because the story ended in the Psycho series, but I think he really was at a point where he wanted to end it. But that's my own opinion of how it went and where it went. And it, you know, it didn't just abruptly end. It was actually at a very, very good point to end it. It had already built to a level that it works. It works extremely well. And the story is just truly amazing. The content that's covered in the entire series, and Jesse, if you ever see this, well done. The level is just crazy. I couldn't imagine of ever putting anything else like that. I'm not that kind of I don't write stories. I'm just not that kind of person. I wouldn't mind doing some, but I'd have to have somebody do it for me. I wouldn't mind acting out a story. That would be kind of fun, but and I'm not against trying. But it's, you know, it's fun. It's interesting, you know, and he is now showing another side to YouTube that is unbelievably interesting. I mean, you can't make money doing this. I just want to be clear of that, okay? You just can't. Some people can, some people will, some people won't. I am in the position where I don't make any money. I don't plan on it. I don't really care. Yeah, that's just how it is. If it ever became to where I could, that'd be really cool. I would love to do this as a career, but I would have to follow that same mentality. I couldn't let it be everything every day. I just couldn't. There's too much. The world is an interesting place. Life's too short. There's too much going on to miss. So it'd be kind of interesting to see what it would be like, say, 10 years from now, you know, if I was in his shoes, you know, and it was successful, and I had, you know, made it work. It'd be kind of cool. But for now, I'm just trying to get ideas. Post them over on Twitter, please. I do like to follow people that follow me. because I like to talk to people. I do read what is posted. That's one of the nice things about Twitter, actually, is and I really hated it at first, the character limit, because I do like to use big words. But the character limit makes it very easy to go through, unlike Facebook. But, you know, send me messages, guys. I mean, I can't do it all myself. Send me challenges that I can do myself, or with limited number of friends. That way I can make this work. I'm working on one right now. I've got, there's a time frame coming up that's going to be shot, and guys, I do this all on my phone. This is my webcam that I'm using, but I do this all on my freaking phone, so the fact it comes out any good is amazing. But give me ideas, please. Shoot it to me. Message me on any platform. I just don't really look at Instagram. I won't really get that one. Facebook, Twitter, all of it. I will at some point have links for those things in the description, but right now they're on the main page. Subscribe. You know, I hope you kind of learned a bit more about me in this video. I said a lot. It's been over an hour long, but you know, this is really what happened to me in the last almost 2 years now, and it fucking sucks. I'll tell you right now, it sucks. Don't get sick. Living in the United States and getting sick. Hope you got lots of money. It is not good. People, stand up for what you believe. Demand better pay and benefits. I'll be honest with you. I will take better benefits, vacation, and sick pay and sick leave over an hourly increase any day. Just, that's how it is. Because I know they're far more important. Just so you know, I mean, hardly anybody gets paid time off anymore. Sick pay? Oh, what's that? Anybody heard of funeral pay? Oh, that hardly exists anymore. You name it. Okay? You name it. We gotta stand up for our benefits. We work hard, and if we don't stand up for what we work hard for, what's the point? We're not slaves, people. Okay? We're not. We deserve better. I have family, being second generation American. I have family that live in another country. You know firsthand how much better it can be. I also have a best friend that also lives outside of the country, who is from the United States. Also, another prime point on how much better it can be. I'm not going to talk politics. It's a very sore subject for a lot of people. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and believe me, I will respect yours. This is my opinion, because I know these things are problems, and we are stupid if we do not acknowledge them as being problems. We must do better. Period. Period. Nothing better to say. It's much more better to say about it than that. You ever want a prime example of it? Go to a hospital. Ask where their rehab center is. The rehabilitation floor. Okay? Or their ICU. And go look. Most of the time you can't get into the ICU, just so you know. A lot of people that are in there owe so much money that they could never pay for it in a lifetime. Okay? That's even with insurance. Understand that. We've got the best healthcare in the world, but it is also the most expensive and ridiculously expensive in the world. It should never cost this much. Doctors deserve to get paid every penny they get paid, but it should not cost this much. And unless we stand together and do something about it, it's never going to change. Alright, well, I'm not going to go any longer. I'm actually going to try and get some sleep, but understand this. If you want to know more, I can talk your ear off about how it is in 2 other countries. Okay? And I'll be more than happy to divulge the info. Yeah, costs more. But I don't know. I think I'd be more happy paying a little bit more to have a much better, a much more secure life without having to worry about losing my home, losing my car, losing everything. People lose everything every day because of a heart attack, because of a car accident, you name it. A stroke. I mean, hell, there's so many on the list. That's my rant. That's just because I really only brought it up because it's related to my health, and I'm personally going through it. And I don't know as much as most, but I know a hell of a lot, and I have no idea how I'm going to pay it back. I've tried to get so many jobs, it's just fucking annoying. Schedules are not flexible enough anymore. I can't say, you know, today I'm having a bad day, let me take a sick day, you know, and I'll come in and I'll work my day off, you know. People don't work like that anymore. It sucks. Those days are gone. It's work until they're dead and hire somebody new. Those of you out there that have a job that is still like that, hold on to it. Don't let it go. They're so far and few in between. So far and few. I was very fortunate to work for a company like that at one point. And that's actually where I got this. Last thing I note on. I don't know if you can see the logo. That is the Circuit City logo. The day that company went under, we lost a great company that actually cared about their employees. Cared. Okay? Poor corporate decisions brought this company down. They got rid of great employees, all to save money. Brought the company down. They got rid of appliances, all to save money. Brought the company down. They had terrible mismanagement, corporate CEOs, and did not change the brand to keep up. That's what brought this company down. They had 32,000 very loyal employees lose their job, and I was one of them. That would have been my career. I would have been happy with it. But I'm ended on that. We need to fight for ourselves, guys. If you want, message me, please. I really need the information. I am out of ideas. I have a ton of them here, but I can't do them. Time constraints are just very long. So, subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff. If you can't do the Twitter platform or Facebook, or you don't want to, just put the comment in the video. It works. I'll go back and read them. Hell, I'll even reply. I don't mind replying. I reply to several people. It takes time, but I do it. If you guys have any ideas, just shoot them to me. I'll do pretty much anything. There's just a few things that we will not do. But at this point, I'm entertaining all ideas, except for the 2 I mentioned. So, bring them on. I've already been called out on 1. So, I'm going to try and get that done, but it's also part of that list. So, let me know. Later, guys.